Hi, my name's Charlie. This is my channel, Before It's Too Late, a channel dedicated to motivation goals and living your best life. If you like what you see, like, comment, share, subscribe. It'd really help with the algorithm. Let's get into it.
Lights on. Let's turn and burn.
If you're like me, you grew up watching Top Gun and Iron Eagle, always wondering what it would be like to be a fighter pilot. Well, come along as I fly the Extra 330, the world's most advanced aerobatic stunt plane. Made completely of carbon fiber, with a top speed of over 250 miles an hour, capable of plus or minus 10 Gs, and more maneuverable than the F-16 fighter.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
Because I was inverted.
This summer I went to Tahoe and joined Sky Combat Ace to fly their stunt plane, and then was invited back to push my limits even further. This time they teamed me up with Tex, a former F-16 fighter pilot. When it comes to aerial aerobatics or riding a roller coaster, there are two limiting factors to pay attention to: your susceptibility to motion sickness and your tolerance for G-forces. Motion sickness is caused when you have conflicting information from your vision versus your balance center in your inner ear. If those two signals conflict each other, it can cause nausea, dizziness, and vomiting. Now let's talk G-forces. Sitting here right now, I weigh 200 pounds, and the force of gravity is holding me down at a constant rate, 1 G. When I'm traveling in a vehicle and it makes sudden changes in direction, like a roller coaster, I can experience plus or minus Gs. In a roller coaster, you typically feel a max of 4 Gs. So if I weigh 200 pounds and I were to experience 4 Gs, I would weigh the equivalent of 800 pounds.
You'll be pulling so hard you'll weigh close to 2,000 pounds. Your skull crushing your spine. Your lungs imploding like an elephant is sitting on your chest. Fighting with everything you have just to keep from blacking out.
Here's the interesting part. Your susceptibility to motion sickness and your tolerance for G-forces appears to be innate, which means every person is different, and some people can tolerate more G-forces, and some people are less tolerant to G-forces. Some people are more susceptible to motion sickness. As mentioned before, people tend to have an innate G tolerance. The average person can handle about 4 to 5 Gs without issue, and then G-suits and other G techniques, including the Hicks maneuver, where you focus on your breathing and stress certain muscles to increase blood flow to the brain, allow you to buy about 2 to 3 Gs on top of your innate tolerance. So if you can tolerate about 5 Gs without issue, with the suit and the techniques, you may be able to handle 8 sustained Gs.
Coyote, copy. Coyote, come in. Coyote, level wings. Oh my god, he's in G-lock.
Now let's talk about G-lock, or gravity-induced loss of consciousness. Sitting here at 1 G, weighing 200 pounds, you increase to 8 Gs, my weight would increase to 1,600 pounds. That force would force the blood from my brain to my lower extremities, and I could lose consciousness. Now, my innate ability to withstand G-forces allows me to stay conscious. Others are more sensitive to G-forces and could experience G-lock with as little as 4 to 5 Gs. The way Sky Combat Ace works is, in their Extra 330, they have an instructor seat and a passenger seat. Passenger seat has a simple version of gauges and controls. The instructor has the full complement of gauges and controls. So the instructor will execute a trick and then show you how to do it, and then you'll copy it.
I think it's time to get started.
Let's do it.
All right, strike that. Woo, yeah. Figured you're in there nice and good?
Yep.
All right, so of course we got an aileron roll to the left. You can do a few to the right if you like. Woo, yeah. And we can also do a 4-point roll. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, your turn. You got the control.
All right.
Let's do some aileron rolls.
Aileron rolls going left. Stop. Going right.
Yeah.
Stop.
When we passed Zephyr Cove and I had executed all the tricks, at that point, the instructor let me have it. He showed me everything that aircraft is capable of, and man, is it crazy.
All right then. We're gonna crank it up here a little bit. We're gonna do a couple of tail slides.
Yeah.
Back up we go. All right. And a few torque rolls are fun. Now I'm gonna fly backwards. Oh shit! Oh, perfect. All right, I think it's tumble time. Woo!
Do it.
All right. That always looks cool on the ground.
Oh yeah. Are we looking looks like we're falling out of the sky.
We're like, what the hell? All right, here we go. Let's go on a spin.
All right.
We're going up.
Do it.
We're going around.
Around. Hit it. This is amazing.
Yeah. We're in a flat spin, headed out to sea.
Oh no! Thank you. That was.
You were an animal.
Told you could do your worst.
Yeah, man, you were bulletproof.
For this week's random facts, Colonel John Stapp, MD and PhD, studied the effects of acceleration on the human body for the U.S. Air Force. He holds the record for the highest acceleration voluntarily experienced by a human. His most famous run occurred in December 10, 1954, when he was strapped into a sled powered by 9 JATO rockets, accelerating him to 632 miles an hour down the track. The sled was stopped in 1.4 seconds, and he experienced 46.2 Gs, the equivalent of hitting a brick wall at 50 miles per hour. He suffered bruising, blisters, and temporary blindness. His work led the way to safer equipment, which saved lives, and later crash test dummies were developed as a result.